Hi everyone, it's Nichol Spohr and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be creating a Strawberry Bears pop-up box card with components from the Simon Says Stamp Yay You release paired with the previously released basic box card. So in the release this month there is an awesome new add-on for the basic box card, which is called the Basic Box Card Grass. And of course, you guys know I had to create a scene card. I absolutely love scene cards, and when I saw the amazing 6x8 strawberry stamp set included in this release, I could not wait to use this. And the box card doesn't give you a ton of room inside of the box, so we're actually going to decorate not only the inside but two of the outer sides as well, which I'll show you. For the basic box card, you're going to need to take that big panel and cut it twice from whatever paper you're using. I am using a My Favorite Things Happy Patterns green and white gingham pattern paper, and then you can choose from two different sizes of rectangles that come with the basic box card to die cut the window from one of the panels. I use the bigger window. It's going to give you a little bit bigger glimpse to what's going on inside of the box, and then I wrestled with my red tape to get it out of the package. I had a brand new roll of it and it was kind of stuck to the cellophane, so hold please while I remove that from the package. But I want a really strong adhesive anytime I'm creating a dimensional card, a box card, a pop-up card. I want my adhesive to be strong and I want it to stay put. If I can avoid liquid adhesive, I avoid liquid adhesive. I am going to use liquid adhesive to adhere my components inside the card, but we are going to build our box card and then we're going to stamp and color the images that go inside, and I'm going to show you how I approached sentiments for this card, where you can handwrite your greeting, all of that good stuff. So on the two long panels, I am going to take a strip of my red tape and I'm going to place that there. I have my bone folder handy. I always like to take my bone folder and just reinforce those creases. You can fold it with your hands, but I think the bone folder just gives you a much crisper, cleaner fold. One great thing about pattern paper is I do think that it's a little easier to fold than thick cardstock, and I've been on such a pattern paper kick. I'm actually using two brand new pattern paper pads I shared on social media maybe a week or so ago. I actually ordered a ton of new pattern paper from Simon Says Stamp. Lots of honeybee stamps, the My Favorite Things I'm using here. I replaced some of my favorite Doodlebug, or not really replaced, I got more because it's my favorite. But I bought a load of pattern paper. I am just loving it again, so using it all the time. I also took the largest rectangle that I used to die cut the window for my box card. You can see I have one long strip. I haven't assembled the box card yet. I took that largest rectangle and I die cut the cloudy pattern paper from that Happy Patterns 6x6 My Favorite Things paper pad, and I'm going to place it in the back of my box card. So kind of fold up the box card, make sure you're double checking to see which panel that needs to go on so that when you're looking through, you see this beautiful cloudy sky. Now, the great thing about these new grass add-on panels is it's perfect for scene building. You guys know I love scene building. I've die cut these from a green canvas looking pattern paper from the Colorful Kansas. I live in Kansas. I'm at Canvas 6x6 paper pad. There's like a couple of different colors, or pardon me, shades in each color. So I'm using the little bit limier green one to match the gingham of my box card. I'm placing my red tape on each of the tabs. You can see one is shorter than the other. This is perfect for scene building. So you can then place those anywhere along that panel. I'll show you which one. You can add as many of these as you want. You can add different ones from other sets, mix and match. I'm going to keep mine just to the green. I also want it to be low enough that it's not showing, you know, light underneath the grass along that bottom edge, but I didn't place it right along the bottom edge. You definitely could. I just chose not to, just a little bit lower or a little bit higher, pardon me, than the bottom of the card. And then once I have these two where I want them to go, I'm actually not going to add any additional ones in my box card. I think that's plenty. I don't really think I need more. I have quite a few things I want to place inside. You can see I'm playing with my stamps, figuring out kind of what I think I might do. I actually changed my mind, which you'll see. And I am going to assemble my card now. So I'm going to flip it over. I always use my Spellbinders TOOL N ONE to help peel off the backing paper from my double-sided adhesive. It keeps your fingers out of the adhesive and all that good stuff. And then I am going to line those up and simply fold my basic box card over. And that's going to adhere it perfectly to the other half of the card. It's a lot easier than building your box card and then trying to insert your different layers inside. Then I'm going to just reinforce that last tab one more time. We're going to peel off the backing paper and our box card is assembled. So here is what it looks like. I think it works better the more you fold it and unfold it, and I will definitely show you at the end of the video how it fits perfectly in a standard A2 size envelope. I really like that Simon is bringing out more add-ons to this basic box card. It gives this set a lot more shelf life, and things like these grassy borders really allow you to build scene cards, which is probably one of my all-time favorite things to do. So I have stamped loads of images from the Strawberry stamp set. As many images as there are here, I actually end up stamping and coloring more. I'm not going to do that part on camera just to save time because it's a ton of coloring, you guys, but I love, love, love it. I am trying to keep the marker caps face up in the camera so you can see as I'm coloring. I've also zoomed in. I hope that helps. As always, I have listed the marker colors in the description down below the video here on YouTube, as well as over on my blog. So definitely check that out if you need a little bit more information. I am using 4 different colors for the greenery: YG21, 23, 17, and G28. G28 was a last minute addition. The other colors are kind of my standard go-to, and I felt like I needed a little bit more depth and dimension. So I pulled in G28, and oh my goodness, the difference that it makes in these leaves is amazing. I love it so much. I love coloring strawberries as well. I do not know what it is about strawberries, but you give me a strawberry stamp, a strawberry die, I am here for it. I love it. And these are darling. And you can totally see that these images are perfect for building. The strawberry itself, I think I forgot to turn the camera on. I am so sorry. It's R32, 35, and 46. And I colored all of those. I tried to color all of those at once, and then we're going to skip to a bear. All of my bears are going to be colored in the same color combination as well. This is E40, 43, 44, and 47 with R30 for the insides of the ears and the pink on the cheeks. I did have to pause partway through coloring and refill my E43 Copic marker. It was so super dry. It was okay for the first few bears. I literally think I got to the last one and it just would not, I couldn't squeeze any more out. The tip was dry, and so I had to go dig out my refills and fill that guy up, but I'm so glad I did. I added a little dot detail to these little sweet bears. They're absolutely darling. Again, I just can't say enough great things about this stamp set. I love it so very much. Let's go ahead and color in the rest of our greenery. I love that there's some of the little flowers so that your strawberry plants can be flowering as well. It's just a great set. Now you might notice on the strawberries, did I color around all the little seeds? No, I didn't. I colored in the strawberry, just the entire thing, and then I took a white gel pen and I colored over the little seeds on the strawberries. That is the quickest way to do that. I also didn't worry about it on the bear's face, like over the eyes. I just colored in the whole thing, and I took my white pen later and added white pen detail. I'm going to add white pen detail to like the cheeks on my bears. Once my bears are die cut, I'm going to take a black jelly roll pen and add detail because they have a really prominent nose. Anything you can do to really draw attention to their faces, I think is important and adds to the cute factor. And I'm all about the cute factor here. This is just a perfect summery type of card. It's sweet, it's cute, it sits up on your desk. I don't know. I have just really been loving cards that do something, that aren't just basic cards. I have been loving cards that pop up, or that box cards or slider cards, whatever it is. I love it. I really have been enjoying them lately. And it took everything in me not to make this a platform pop-up, but I have done so many platform pop-ups. I thought y'all might be getting sick of the platform pop-ups, but I do think platform pop-ups will probably make an appearance at some point with this set because I love that die set so much. But this basic box card is amazing, and like I said, I'm really excited about these grass borders, and I'm even going to show you how to use the grass borders without the tabs on the sides of the box, which you could also use just for a regular card if you wanted to, maybe a skinny strip and you wanted to add some grassy layers. Definitely think outside the box with your supplies. They don't always have to be used just exactly as is. So we're just going to keep coloring, color in our little bears here. This little bear down here, he's the little guy who got shorted in the Copic marker department. I do have all of my marker lids out here for reference. This is one of my go-to all-time favorite color combinations for Copic markers. In fact, everything on my card today is one of my favorite color combinations, or a often used color combination. I would say probably everything with the exception of yellow. I forgot the little yellow, the little flowers for the strawberries. I don't use that color combination that often. But the flowers are a huge addition, I think, to the card and to the scene. So I'm going to add all my dark here, and then you're going to see that this tip of the marker is super dry. Don't be me. Refill your marker immediately. I have to pause the video and go fill my marker. There's just nothing I could do. I even took my E40 and tried to go over the whole thing, and that's just got way too much colorless blender in it. After I did that, I'm taking my yellow markers and I'm going to color in my flowers. It's Y11, 15, and 18, I believe. I forgot to put the marker caps up. And then a little blender for the petals so that they stay almost white. I cut apart the coordinating dies, I lined them all up, temporarily adhered them with Post-it tape, ran them through my die cutting machine, and we are ready for the fun part, putting it all together. Now we're going to start with the biggest leafy little vine here, and that's going to go in the back. Kind of tucked back behind that back border. I only put liquid glue on the very bottom. I'm trying to find a way to hold those down in place. You can see the tweezers peeking up. Tweezers are your best friend when doing a card like this. And then probably my second favorite thing about this card, besides all the fun little elements sticking up inside, are these cute little strawberries and the bear sitting on top of them. lined up right along the bottom edge of the front of this card. It just really kind of gives you that little window, or it frames up that window into the scene that I just love. And I really like these strawberries. There's one even bigger, and I didn't use that one on my card. And then I couldn't figure out which image to use. I knew I wanted to use another bear image on that front grassy border, but it was really hard to figure it out. I am going to hang another strawberry from that little vine on my strawberry plant. And then I will add flowers to my vines as well. They're going to tuck our other strawberry along the bottom edge. At the end, I do tuck a little leaf as well. There are some individual leaves and things. Those are some of the extra pieces that I die cut later. I'm not quite there yet. I usually start with what I think a scene is going to need. Oh, and the thing about a dimensional card is often I don't gauge it quite right. I end up needing more than I think, but I generally start with what I think I need, and then I can fill in as needed. So the little bear like dangling on this vine or hanging on the vine, he's going to go on this back, or this first layer, pardon me, back behind the bear sitting on the strawberries along the front edge of the window. And I love it. I mean, looking through that scene and seeing the little cloudy sky in the background, it's so cute. I love, love, love it. Adding these little flowers with a little pop of yellow on them is going to make it even cuter. And then that's kind of the inside for now. We'll come back to the inside in a little bit, but I do want to work on the side panels with the remaining original images we have here. And this is going to create, one side is going to give us like our sentiment and leave a little space to write a handwritten message to the recipient if you want. And then on the other side, it's going to be a little bit fuller scene, and I'm going to stamp some more sentiments because I just thought the sentiments from this stamp set are so cute. So I did die cut another rectangle out of that very light blue pattern paper from the My Favorite Things Happy Patterns paper pad. It's got little clouds on it, so I think it's great for scene building. And then I die cut more grass, which you can see I cut those tabs off. That's so that I can place my cloud rectangle along the two sides. So I actually die cut two more of these rectangles, and then I'm going to use one of the short and the tall on my card. You could die cut them more than once if you wanted to use like maybe you wanted both sides to be short or whatever. I didn't really think it mattered, so I'm just going to use both of them. And then I'm stamping I love you very much along the top of this panel. The I love you and the word much were stamped with black ink. The word berry is stamped with Candied Apple Distress Oxide ink, just to make it really stand out. I like that little touch of red. And I basically was just looking for the right color of red, and I thought Candied Apple would look good here. I used my Misty so I could stamp that more than once. And I like that you can really build the sentiment that you want. There's a lot of different individual words, plus there's some phrases, plus there is my head in the way. I'm so sorry about that. I had a hard time lining up the word much. It's a pretty tiny, but there we go, and it looks awesome. And then we can adhere that to the left side of our box. So the way I created, or the way I assembled this, it just kind of, you will notice when you're building this, it will fold naturally more one way than the other when it folds flat. So this is going to go on the left side of the window. You can see here it is folded flat. And when I show you the envelope and you see how flat this card folds, because the envelope is not very thick, I was so impressed and so excited because that's going to go through the mail beautifully. I'm going to put adhesive on my grass. Remember, I cut the tabs off each side, place that along the bottom edge. It perfectly fits. I'm just double checking to make sure nothing needs trimmed off. And then we can extend our scene. I love this. I love that we can take some of these other images and really add them to the card. First of all, when you open the card, it's going to be really cute. It's going to have more than just a, you know, gingham side and then some critters. So I think it already looks a lot cuter like this. I also noticed I forgot to add my black jelly roll pin to a couple noses, so I did that real quick. And I like this so much that I felt like the other side needed something as well. The only side of the box I didn't end up decorating is the very back. You could even put maybe like a plain white rectangle back there if you needed to write a longer message. And you can leave off some of the decoration too if you need a space to write something extra. So now I'm trying to decide with the remaining images I have left how I want to assemble these. And it's pretty much at this point that I like that. That's going to be cute, but I'm going to need some extra stuff. First of all, I have no floating elements. If you've seen any of my pop-up cards or platform pop-up cards or box cards, you know I love acetate picks with something floating up high. So we definitely need some hearts floating in our box card. You guys knew that I had to have some hearts somewhere. And plus, I think there are some extra images that we can add to this that are really going to fill out the card beautifully. That's going to include some little mini strawberries, another kind of smallish medium strawberry, extra leaves, and even a little extra flower. So I've got my cloudy sky, I've got my grass. Again, I cut the tabs off of this, and I really should have stamped this before I adhered it to the box, but I didn't, and it's pretty flat, so I am able to stamp it easily. I am going to stamp "You're cute" as a strawberry. The word berry is spelled like the animal bear. And then I stamped "I love spending time with you" underneath that. I'm going to stamp this all in black, no red ink here. We're stamping over that canvas looking pattern paper, and I just felt like the black worked a little bit better in this case. But I did customize that long phrase above the word strawberry because the actual phrase says "You're cute" as a strawberry, with strawberry spelled the actual way it's supposed to be spelled. So I just replaced that with the bigger word. Then I'm going to add my images, and we're just going to snip off part of that stem that's hanging off the clouds. And I can tell I love it. I think it's really, really cute. Let's add some extra little images. So we've got our strawberry and some leaves. You can see I'm adding those to that right side of the card. My tweezers help hold that down. Let's zoom out a little bit. I zoomed in for coloring, but I think for assembly, we need to zoom out. The little mini strawberries I'm going to add here on. Oh yeah, and then I bumped those and I had to fiddle with that forever. Let's try that again. I like those little mini strawberries. I don't want to add a whole lot else because, like I said, I want that to be a spot where you can like write your name or whatever. And then inside, I did add, I think, another strawberry down inside. I know it's not super visible like from the front, but if you are looking in at an angle or whatever, I always try to add as much as possible so it's a really full scene. I'm going to add a little leaf down along the front by my strawberries, along that bottom edge. And then I've got some acetate that I just trimmed from a larger piece of acetate. I'm going to use glue dots to attach the little mini hearts from the strawberry stamp set to the acetate. And then we're going to float those in the box. And floating just means the acetate, when you look in, it looks like the hearts are floating inside. It kind of just disappears. It's my favorite thing to do with any type of dimensional pop-up card. I think it just adds that kind of magical feel to this. And there we go. I love it. It's so cute. For the envelope, we're going to take a metallic green envelope from Simon Says Stamp. If you have been following me the last few weeks, I have been making a huge effort to, if I'm creating like a standard card, stamp inside of the card with an extra greeting or add some sort of interest. And I've also been trying to keep up with making matching envelopes because I think they're cute and fun. So for this one, I am adding the big leafy vine. I am using cotton white Stazon ink. I actually prefer that to heat embossing. Heat embossing tends to kind of warp the envelopes a little bit. And so I have really been, I know it's hard to see. It's kind of blown out on the screen with the studio lights and stuff, but I'll hold it up here in a minute. But it's got, the cotton white Stazon ink works great for these metallic envelopes where you really can't use a standard ink because it smears. So I've been using Stazon a lot. I've got my vine, I've got an extra strawberry, and I've got my little bear sitting on the leaf. I'm going to flip it over. And on the back, we are going to stamp "You're cute as a strawberry." I always like a little something on the back flap. I think it's kind of cute and fun. And I'm going to stamp that. And that is it. That is going to finish off this super sweet basic box card using the brand new strawberry stamps and dies, as well as the grass add-on from the Simon Says Stamp Yay You release. So let me show you how it fits in the envelope now. I love this. This is probably my favorite thing about these kinds of cards is that they fold down flat. They slide in your standard A2 size envelope. Look how thin that is. And then you simply can pop it out or pull it out and pop it up. So fun. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this interactive basic box card. The supplies I used are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to my Patreon members. If you would like to become a member of Patreon, please click the link in the description below. I would love to have you over there as part of our community. Here is another video featuring Simon Says Stamp products that you might be interested in. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to click the notification bell to always be notified when I have a new card making video. Thank you guys so very much for joining me today. I appreciate you all, and we will see you next time.